Hey folks, how we doing? It's Mr. Carter here, ready to do Unit 2 review for your Unit 2 test for math. So let's get started. So number 1 is asking you to find the area of this rectangle. So we have a rectangle with a length of 5 and a width of 9. So our length, we're just going to fill that in, is 5 inches. Our width is 9. Well, to know, we know that the area of a square or a rectangle is length, so area equals length times width. So in this case, we got to go 5 times 9, and that equals 45. So that's our answer here, 45 square inches. Explain how you found the area. Well, I multiplied 5 times 9, which is the length times the width. Length times the width. Okay. So that's basically the explanation there. So you just want to say that you multiplied the length times the width, which is 5 times 9. All right, so number 2, find the number of seconds. Well, we know in order to solve these, we've got to know how many seconds there are in 1 minute. So 1 minute is 60 seconds, okay? So that means to go from minutes to seconds, you have to multiply by 60. You can kind of treat it like an in-out box. So like this is our rule, times 60. So 1 times 60 is 60. So for 3 minutes, we got to go 3 times 60. So 3 times 6 is 18. And you, because we're doing our basic facts, 6 times 3 is 18. And you add that 0 there to make it 180. Down here, 8 times 6 is 48. And then you add that 0 again for 480 seconds. And lastly, 10 times 60. Well, that would be 1 times 6 is 6. And then you have 2 zeros here to make it 600. So explain how you found how many seconds were in 8 minutes. Well, I know that there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. So I multiplied 60 by 8 to get 480 seconds. Okay, let's look at number 3 on the next page. So it's asking you to draw all the arrays for 24. But to do this, I'm going to go down here and skip A for now. And I'm going to go and list all the factors for 24. So to get factors, again, you want to start with 1 and work your way. You're going to start counting and work all your way. So all your way down to 24. So I'm going to say, okay, 1. That's our first number, right? So and 1 times 24 is going to be factors. 1 is a factor for everything. So it's 1 times itself, right? So 1 times 24. So now I'm just going to go down the line to all my counting numbers. So 2, is 2 a factor of 24? Yes, it is, because you can go 2 times 12. How about 3? Well, yeah, you can do 3 times 8. So you're going to go 3 and 8. And then let's think about 4. I'm just going down the line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does 4 times anything equal 24? Yeah, it sure does. It's 4 and 6. How about 5? Does 5 and anything equal 24? No. 5 times nothing equals 24. So here we go. Now we're going to 6. That tells me we hit our turnaround fact. Okay, so we're done. All right, so now I'm going to take these factors and build arrays. So we can do a 1 by 24 array. So it can go 1 times 24. And a 1 by 24 array would look like this, 24 times, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, that took me a while, so I'm not going to do them all, right? So you get the gist. So this is a 1 by 24 array. And you could also do a 24 by 1 array. You could do a 2, if we go back down to our factors, a 2 by 12 array. And then a 12 by 2. Let me do just one more. So 2 by 12 would look like this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that would be a 2 by 12 array. So you can also do 3 by 8. You can do an 8 by 3. And then lastly, you would do a 4 by 6 and a 6 by 4 array. And that will be all your arrays that you can draw. Okay, let's look at multiples of 10. So when I see multiples, I can replace it by saying counting by. Okay, so counting by. So multiples of 7, we are counting by 7s. So if we are counting by 7s, the first one, so 7 times 1 is 7. And then if we're counting by 7s, the next one would be 14, which is 7 times 2. And then down the line, 21, 28, 35. So again, we're counting by 7s. This one, so this is 2 by 7, 3 times 7, 4 times 7, 5 times 7. 6 times 7 is 42. 7 times 7 is 49. 8 times 7 is 56. 9 times 7 is 63. And lastly, 10 by 7 is 70. So there you go. You have it. These are your first 10 multiples of 7. Remember, counting by 7s. All right, let's look at the What's My Rule box here. Okay, so we have the 3 components of the What's My Rule question. You have your rule, and then you have your in box and your out box. So here, the number going in is 3. So we go 3 times 8, that gives you 24. Now you have to ask yourself here, because we don't have the in, we have only the out. So we have to ask ourselves, okay, what times 8 gets you 32? Well, that would be 4 times 8 gets you 32. 8 times 8, 64. 12 times 8 is 96. So there you go. There you have it. That's my What's My Rule. Draw at least 2 lines of symmetry in the shape below. So you would draw a line of symmetry. I don't have a straight edge at the moment, but what you would do is you take a ruler and go right down the middle here, because that would be one line of symmetry for your rectangle, and then right down the middle going this way as another line of symmetry for that rectangle. Circle any right angles or right none. Well, I'm looking at this triangle, and there are none. There are no right angles there, so it's none. Name 2 properties of the quadrilateral below. So here's a quadrilateral, and I'm noticing, well, one, it has 4 sides, right? So that could be a property. It has 4 sides. That's an example. I'm noticing here on the corners, there's little squares. That tells me those are right angles, right? So this is it has 2 90-degree angles. And it appears to me that these 2 lines are parallel. So it has one set of parallel sides. Okay, these are all properties, okay, of the quadrilateral below. You may come up with some more. All right, here I'm not going to do these all for you. These are just basic multiplication and division problems. What I am going to do is I'm going to just flash here the answers for you. So if you want to take a look at this, just pause the video at this moment. Let me just put it, there we go. So there you go. If you want to pause the video and check your work on these problems, you can do that. So there are your answers. Go ahead and pause the video. Okay. Welcome back. So let's look at the back of this packet. We have one more problem to do. It's asking you, should you add or multiply to find the answer to the question below? Explain. All right, so Savannah read for 20 minutes. Andy read 5 times as long. How long did Andy read? Well, this word here, times, is a clue that you need to multiply, right? When we say times, like 7 times 2, that means multiply times 7 times 2, right? So Savannah read for 20 minutes. Andy read 5 times as long. So you should multiply is your answer, because it's asking you, should you multiply or add? So you should multiply. And why? Because it's saying, so let's say because it says, let me put in quotes here, Andy read 5 times as long. Okay, so that would be why you would multiply. Well, how long did Andy read? Well, if Savannah read for 20 and Andy read, so I'm going to put A here for Andy. Andy read, so Andy equals 5 times as long as Savannah, and Savannah read for 20, so it's 5 times 20, right? So that means 5 times 20 is 100. So Andy read for 100 minutes. Okay, and convert your answer to hours and minutes. So that's our challenge here. So if I know that 60 minutes equals 1 hour, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 100 that I started out with, and I'm going to subtract 60. Well, because that's going to be an hour, right? So we're going to start with 100 minutes, take away 60 minutes, and I'm just going to say that equals an hour here, right? So that leaves us with 40 minutes. Well, we don't have enough to make another hour. So Andy read for 1 hour and 40 minutes. 1 hour and 40 minutes. All right, friends, I hope this was helpful. If you have questions, please come and see me. Good luck on your test, and take care.